I forgot, of course, to put the actual chat in there. Copy website address. Yeah.
Well, we are live streaming it, so
There we go.
it will all be in there.
All right, welcome to a grand experiment. Unfortunately, we're going to have to be testing a whole bunch of things today. The first thing that we're going to be testing is audio.
Yes, we want to make sure that I sound at least roughly the same volume as David. And really, if I just sound like I'm in the same room, that would be better than what happened with the podcast.
Yeah, also, I love comments like OBSception, but can you actually please say what the issue is?
I think what that one refers to was at the beginning, you still had OBS open, which meant there was the window within a window within a window within a window all the way down, but then you closed, or you know.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're not the same volume. Okay, so I want to try something else. So give me just a second. Let's see here. I'm going to try... this one. Okay.
Oh, did you change a setting, or?
Yeah, I changed a setting. So now, like, for example, if you wanted to tell people about the challenge data, you could do that.
Yeah, and I'm in the middle. I just posted both in the Woke with Iju channel as well as to the podcast topics channel. Miles pointed out a slight problem. And so, yeah, oh, sorry, you're seeing several copies. That's because my window is partway open. Anyway, Miles pointed out a slight problem when asking about one of the verb forms, specifically for sentences 10 and 11. So if you are doing the podcast challenge on Wokotishu for this month, in sentences 10 and 11, specifically for the newest set of data sets 1 and 2 are fine, so the older data is fine, but in the modern form, R stacking with plural subject marking should be kosu, high tone on ko, low tone su, and it should not be kusu. The problem was that when there was a coda present, specifically a coda like an S, that left behind a low tone, it also elongated the vowel, and so kos in proto form became ku, modern form, low tone, ku. Those long O's changed to O's. Short O's stayed O. And so when we added the reduplicative suffix for the pluractionality of the subject, it became ko, sos, and so it should have in modern form been kosu, not kusu, like it was stated both in our dictionary. I pulled that form actually from our dictionary, so the forms listed in the dictionary entry were incorrect. So I've gone through and fixed all of those in the Wokuthishu, so you'll see that, David, when you check back in. And yeah, I also made announcements. But again, that's only for the modern Wokuthishu and specifically just for sentences 10 and 11. And yeah, it was just because short O's stayed O, long O's went to U.
Yeah.
And that happened well after the full coda changes. So data set 2 is fine. Data set 3 is, or 1, I guess, however I numbered them. Those are all fine for like the protoforms and the archaic forms.
Thank you. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and I really appreciate that. I'm sure it was because I whenever we do those verbal entries, I'm usually the one that figures out the reduplicated form, so I'm sure that was my mistake. Thank you for catching that.
And so yeah, and it makes it pretty, it's a fun little paradigm now because it's cool, and then kosu, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty nice. And yes, I do have my Cabot Cove shirt on, Cabot Cove Charity Carnival. It's a very exciting representation.
Can I borrow your phone? because my phone is up here. Because I have no idea what everybody's talking about, and I can't see it because every time I, flip over to OBS, then that's what I see. Let's see, YouTube.
Do you want me to loop? What is?
Everybody's saying they're like, I see chat twice, but it's not possible. And especially if they're talking about the lower left, that doesn't make any sense. Oh my God.
Oh, chat is on there twice. Because it's my screen, and I have chat on my screen open.
I don't see chat when I look at this, when I look at your screen. Okay, slightly, I guess, but, Jess, if you could not move the newly sued document, just put it in one place.
Right, I moved it because I'm trying to look at the window, and like I do indeed see chat twice.
Okay. Can you move your newly sued document?
If I move it to the right, I no longer can see chat. So I won't be able to read any comments during the live stream process if I move it to the right. If I move it to the left, I'm cutting off the left-hand side of my document page, and I already can't see the thumbnails.
Okay. Then I'll just...
Oh, and Patrick, yeah, a screenshot could help. Post it in Discord.
No, it's all right.
Oh, never mind. David says he understands what's happening.
Yeah, I was just trying to get as much of the document on the screen as possible. As it is, you're only going to be able to work with the top half. So...
well, and I guess part of the issue...
Oh, I have an idea.
...is that I'm never going to see whether I'm actually on the screen because I can't, as you said, I can't move the document, so...
Going to give you a little bit more space because I remembered the alt thingy. So you've got, I'll give you even a little bit more. Okay, I'm trying to give you as much space as possible. What I'm doing is I'm positioning the document, or the window just so that you can't see chat. And so, yeah, you should not be able to see chat from Jesse's window now. And so we should be good. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. There's one more thing. Okay, so we got the audio, we got that set. There's one more thing that I needed to test, and that is this. Uh-oh. That was the wrong thing. Okay, wait. Oh, right, because, yeah. I don't know what the difference is between desk view. Okay, good. All right, now...
Miles said phone number alert. A lot of people are blowing up chat with ooh.
That wasn't a number, that was just the name.
They're saying, oh wow, so maybe it's working.
Yeah, but like there wasn't a phone number on screen.
Jonathan says that the ooh was about the camera.
Ah, got it. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, the focus is an issue if no human hand is on the page to straighten it out.
Like we can change it to desk view. I'm not sure what the difference is. But yeah, I would love for this camera to be closer. Unfortunately, the thing I bought, this is the closest that the phone can get, which is like a good 2 feet. But yeah, I don't know how to like change the focus. Properties? High. Oh. Medium?
Okay.
Why did medium look so much better? Like I
If you give me my phone back, I can look at YouTube and see.
Yeah, sorry. Here's your phone. Yeah. So like high was blurry, medium was crisp, low was blurry. How does that make sense?
Boy, I don't know.
He's buffering.
Signed into the wrong account, but that's okay. And I need to make sure my volume is off.
But
Oh wow. Oh, that does look nice, David.
yeah, it so this should be clear when we need it to be. I wonder if we can actually, oh, look at that. Yeah, if we blow it up, it's yeah, so this is what so this is my plan. Because yeah, if you blow it up and make it nice and big, it works. So this is a little hacky for right now. Now I know that OBS has presets where like you can make a button. You can make a button. How do you call it? Like do things on OBS, but I haven't had a lot of success with it when OBS is not the main window. So for right now, I'm just going to pull it up every single time and then basically mute and unmute it when we want to use it. But if we can get it so that I can just press a button and it basically visualizes it and unvisualizes it, that would be great. In fact, do we have a... Oh no. Well, anyway, this is not the time for this. Anyway, so yeah, if we need it, I will come back to it. Huh. My handwriting is messy. That's rich coming from you. Woo! I have a beautiful flowing script.
It is.
That has been perfected.
It is back to this.
Oh. Why am I seeing chat in mine?
Yeah, it's yours, not mine, because I'm not on Patreon, so that isn't me. Oh, it disappeared.
I think I know why.
Okay.
I think I know why. The window is not cropped as it should be.
Oh. Danielle, yes, I hope you're safe. I hope things are okay, and I'm glad you're somewhere where you can get some power and access and things that you need. Oh, shoot. No power or water. That's huge. Like, I'm really glad that you're fine and you know you're safe. But my word, lack of power and water, you find out real quick how important those are to daily life. So sending so much love and hope things get back to a more normal state very soon.
Likewise. Very sorry.
This is.
Why is that doing that? I
It
thought
is a very interesting. There's like, can you close the popped out chat window in your computer without it affecting OBS? Because
no, hold on a sec. It's desktop. Oh, that's the problem. Dang, I'm really gonna have to cut off more of your window. Oh well. We'll do our best. Yeah, I see what the issue was. It's
well, it's still there. It's still there.
It shouldn't be. It should be off screen.
It's still there.
Well, I mean, I can make my window even bigger, but then I'm gonna cut off your window even more. You know what I'm saying?
I guess what I was asking is if you could just minimize the chat window so it wasn't there at all.
Oh, that's not really the issue.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
like if I do this, it won't be there at all, and look how much screen you have.
I mean, I don't even know what I'm doing today, so.
I know what I can do. I know what I can do. This is just a delightful use of time, but we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do that. We're gonna do application capture, and the application that we're gonna do is FontLab.
This is really interesting, huh? What OBS shows while you're doing this.
There, and then we're gonna.
You know who else is working on font stuff right now? It's Let's Have a Booba. A little club fonting. And I thought Jonathan raised a very interesting point the other day. By the other day, I mean yesterday. Where you're right. Sorry, not fonting. You're orthographizing. Does that work? But Jonathan was drawing an image of a rabbit and had wanted to like look up images because sometimes what we end up doing is just getting stuck in this sort of like prototypical, here's what I think of when I think of drawing a rabbit versus like, here's what I think of when I actually see a rabbit in real life. I was like, that's a solid point. Like I should try to remember to think about that as, you know, drawing little stock images and whatnot.
All right, so we're gonna put that there for the time being. That is FontLab.
Oh, Jake, you get to spell things however you want. That's your privilege as the co-creator of Hlab.
All right, I'm gonna put the desktop back on for the time being, though. Desktop is now going to. I'm actually going to. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to increase desktop size while we're doing this because we are just going to look at the poll.
Oh, yes, that's right. A fiat lingua. Lingua. I said lingua.
Yeah.
Fiat lingua fame is what I meant to say. Um, yes, Yat Law is now up and live, a grammar of it.
Yeah.
Fiat lingua.
So
Yay!
I am really, really grateful for that. By the way, so if you go and take a look, Jake Penny and Miles Ronkovich have their grammar document for the Yat Lao language up on Fiat Lingua. It's the October 1st Fiat Lingua. And this is something that I would love more conlangers to do. I understand that, some conlangers are hesitant to share their work, no problem. And that others, though, are concerned that it's not as, finished. And I appreciate that as well. But I would remind you that essentially, a conlang is never finished. It instead approaches different, stages of completion, right? And I think that there's a certain stage of completion where clearly the conlang is not finished, but there's enough to share. And that's the time that I think it would be great to share something on Fiat Lingua. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a grammar where the holes will be more obvious. You can always share a text that has an explanation for why something was translated like that, or just share a piece of it. For example, think of like the PDF version of Bibleridian's Conlang showcases. I've actually seen, those videos have been quite influential because I've seen things like that shared on Reddit where instead of a video, it is basically kind of slides from a video put up as a gallery of images. Something like that works great too. Anyway, so that's just my pitch for if you've created a language and have some stuff. I would love for you to share it on Fiat Lingua too.
And Karis, yeah, that would be amazing. So to Miles and Jake as well, if everyone involved with the relay that you did through Let's Have a Booba, just, even posting the results, or the results in like the one page or whatever, was sent along to the next person. So everything's already done. You just kind of put it all together. If everyone were willing to have that posted on Fiat Lingua, that would be amazing.
All right. So the poll is kind of a big one, kind of a pain because these are, what do you call it? Open-ended polls. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to figure out where there is essentially combat and who the winners are. But essentially we are looking for images that Jesse has created assigned to syllables. Okay. So remind me of the consonants of Newly Sui, Jess. We have P, B.
1 second. And you just want proto, right?
Yes.
P, B.
Mm-hmm.
And then T and D. But then we were going to have like the dental marker for T and D. Dental.
So we need alveolar T and D.
Yes, because then a dental diacritic will make it dental. K and G.
Okay.
And then phi and beta.
All right, and we're using that dental diacritic for F and V.
For F and V, yes. And then theta and eth. No, sorry. S and Z, and then theta and eth will be dental markers on that.
Okay.
Sorry.
But we are doing the dental markers still on phi and beta, right?
Phi and beta will create F and V.
And then
S and Z with the dental will create theta and eth.
Okay. S, Z.
Mm-hmm. And then we have voiceless L and L.
All right.
And then for the nasals, we're doing M, N, and Angma, and then we will add a voiceless diacritic to create the voiceless version.
And then, of course, we also have the no consonant. So all told, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 times 3. Right?
48.
48, and that's what we determined. Well, and then also the
Plus the empty.
plus, yeah, the
So
the cancellation.
was
Yes.
total. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I've got a chart here, and I was wondering if you could. There were images I didn't include of yours because they essentially have already been assigned. Can you remind me of which those are?
And I can't. I'm gonna make some assumption, or I can just hand you this.
Well, tell me what the
This
word
whole
is.
Page. Well, Beaver tail was chlop with a voiceless L at the beginning, so I think that was going to be reserved for something else.
Let me see, because I came up with a big list here for what. Yes, the hlop was going to be reserved for our cancellation mark.
Say, I know there's a list. I just can't refresh my memory, so
Don't worry about it. But yeah, that was the cancellation mark, the hlop.
Paw starts with a voiceless M, so was that being potentially used for something else?
Oh yeah, that was a shame. Because we already have the word, so it can't really be used for anything other than voiceless M. So I just wanted to hang on to it in case we wanted to make it irregular or something. But anyway, okay, keep going.
Okay, and then tooth was the thaki, which I thought was potentially going to be a
Dental mark. Yep.
Okay. Stick is ki, K-I.
K-I. Okay, so I'm going to write stick in here. Okay.
I don't think you ended up using home, which was I-M.
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, for E.
Okay.
So that's the empty home. Okay.
Mud is gaf.
G-A.
G-A.
All right. Okay.
Oak was A-L, all.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Grass was odas. I don't think we were able to use that one because of the diphthong. Odas.
Yeah, and we already have oak, so yeah.
Rock is kaspa. Ka.
K-A, rock.
Bark was another complicated one. Zau. Z-A-U. So
No, but I liked that for Z. Bark.
Clover was pixa. P-I.
Clover. Okay.
Frog was bunga. B-U.
Definitely.
Leaf is gabu. G-A.
So yeah,
that was mud and...
I know, we have our choice, so I'm going to put them both in there. We'll see which one we like better.
Bird is fung. Phi-U. Oh. Yeah, no, phi is what we need.
Yeah. Bird.
Non-beaver tail is ngav. Ema-A.
Okay, let me just non-beaver tail. Okay.
And then salai is beaver, S-A.
Yep.
And mint is va, so beta A. Va.
Is mint. Mint, you said. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I've got that filled in. I think I'm going to need another color pen. So let's get something that's very distinct. Okay. And yeah, I think we're going to actually switch our view.
To get what you just getting set up there?
Yeah. So this, well, my hand is in focus.
Your hand is beautifully in focus. Boy, look at that! Look at that handsome hand.
I wonder if I change it to desk view.
Like, yeah, it seems to be like on portrait mode where it's like everything behind it gets fuzzy as background.
Yeah, that's better. But now
You just gotta write sideways.
Yeah. Let's see. So,
Karis. It is indeed handsome.
okay.
Ooh. There we go. Do you want me to move this? I'm going to move it just in case you need more wiggle room.
Okay. And now.
Aw, Miles.
I'm going to move this briefly. Okay, desk view. Let us all remember desk view from now on. All right, there we go. So you can see we have clover, frog, stickbird, and so on. So these are the ones that were already set because we already had words for them. The rest, we had you look at images, and I will go ahead and show you that briefly. These were the images from Jesse, and then I kind of turned them into little glyphs in the style that we chose. And so we have this this bud here, and these are my redrawings of Jesse's glyphs. We have the cat tail, a dam. I came up with a couple of ideas for this. This is going to be one sexy character. I love it. Ear, and of course a little tufted beaver ear. There's an eye, a fish. I'm very excited about that and the potential for this diacritic. Head, beaver head. This is the lily pad, a log, a nose seen at close-up, a beaver holding roots. There was some discussion about seaweed.
Yes, yes. And I was calling it seaweed because I don't know of a better name for it, but pond algae or river algae may be a better name. It is very weedy, kind of grass-like, also kind of moss-like. And when you go fishing, it gets stuck in your fishing line and pole, and sometimes your hook even gets so caught up in it that you think you've caught a fish, but you just got a bunch of green stuff. And like, I feel like beavers would be very familiar with this underwater grass stuff that you get, because they would actually end up building, like when they're down below the water, like that's what they would be walking on. And so yeah, like, what is your word for it?
Danielle says rivergrass.
Rivergrass, I see that. I think kelp is really more oceany, I think.
Yeah.
Jake is saying perhaps algae. Pondweed, I like that. Riverweed is Bubba. So rivergrass, pondweed, riverweed. These are all wonderful things that we could call it. But this is what I was referring to. And the way I drew it was perhaps a little bit too thick. But I think the way that David rendered it as a glyph is good because he's just got this sort of like little offshooties. Duckweed. Is it really duckweed? I like it. I don't know if I've ever heard that before. That's amazing. But anyway, that's what I was referring to. I was not referring to the like seaweed that you would eat and have sheets of and put on sushi.
Yeah. Okay, so that was that one. And then we also have this stump. That was one of the original characters that we did to test the styles. And then we have the water lily. So that's what we have. Obviously, we're not going to be able to fill out the table, but this will get us started. So I had people make suggestions, patrons make suggestions for images that were going to be associated with syllables, some of which you could always recommend words to go with them. So what we're going to do is we need to go through this list and see where there are duplicates. Where there are duplicates, we need to count up the votes and see what the winners are. So I will need your help. I'm going to list things off, okay?
When you say list things off,
I'm going to say water lily, Lou.
And I'm keeping track of this
All right.
my notebook.
I'll keep track.
No, like because I can't move screens. I can't. So I just wanted to make sure I understood what you were saying.
Why don't you?
I'm ready.
Keep track of the images. So basically, anytime an image comes up twice, you make a tally mark. I'm going to keep track, since I've got this chart here. I'm going to keep track of the syllables. Okay. So we have Yoni.
But you don't want to enter that in until they're finalized.
I'm just going to put a dot.
Okay.
Yoni. So we have water lily for Lou. That's voiced. Yoni for seaweed, who brought up the issue for B. B-I. Yoni roots T. T-I. Yoni knows Fa. Fi-A. Yoni log Ku. Yoni lily pad as opposed to water lily flu. Voiceless. L-U. Oh, I already don't like that. I'm sorry, Yoni. Water lily is Lou, and then lily pad is flu. Nah, that's not. We're not doing that.
Well, you see, the Lu is the base of the flu.
Oh, brother. Head da. I fee. Ear na. Dam is goo. G-U. Cattail is C, and I love the suggestion that this is perhaps onomatopoeic. What sound do you think of when you hear cattail?
I don't.
It's C. That's the sound. Bud is me. And stump is vous. Now we're to Jake's suggestions. Roots, G-I-G. Nose, goo. Log, ooh. Lily pad, da. There's a suggestion for some of these. There are suggestions for words. Kind of funny that the full suggestion that Jake has the kla in it. All right. Seaweed, vu. Head, hli. Fish, ni. I, me. Ear, hlu. Dam, pa. And now for Bubba's suggestion, lily pad, vu. Stump, fa. Cattail, z. That's Jake. Bud, moo. And that is that.
Okay. Well, we only have two with only one suggestion. If I notated correctly, water lily and fish each only have one suggestion.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So let's look at those. What was the suggestion for fish?
Ni, if I heard you correctly, was ingma I.
Okay. And
And
yeah.
water lily was Lu. Lu voiced.
Okay, then yeah, and they only have one phonetic suggestion, so those are in.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, neither of those phonetic suggestions were reduplicated.
Yeah. Good. All right, let's. All right, so then we are going to go with fish for ni. And it was water lily, right?
Yeah.
Water lily for Lu. Okay. So that takes care of those. Now we get to the tough ones.
Well, you already said you didn't like lily pad Lu.
Yeah, absolutely not, especially since water lily was Lu.
So we have da and vu are both suggestions.
Oh boy. Vu has 3 suggestions and Da has 2.
2, yes. So da is either head or lily pad. Vu, we have lily pad, stump, and seaweed.
What did we have for head in addition to Da?
Head, we had da, and then hi, voiceless L.
Gosh, I like Da better for head, but I think we should do Da for lily pad. Was that it?
Lily pad, yeah, we have da. We also have vu if you like vu for that better than stump or seaweed or river algae or river weed.
I suppose I could go to the votes.
Yeah, that would be
All right.
potential help.
Head. We got 3 for Leah.
And then da was the other. And da would have been up top in
4 for Leah. Five for Leah, and then and so 5 for Leah for head. What was the other thing we were looking at?
I thought you were going to compare it to da for head to see which one had more votes.
Head, da. Okay.
Which that was in Yoni's suggestions, so like the 7th one from the top.
None. None. One. Well, that answers that. Okay, Leah is head.
Okay. And that the full form was Ria.
I believe so. Yeah, we should write that down. If there's a suggestion for a full form. And yeah, it was Leah.
Okay. So are we leaning into the diphthongs? Because I mean, we use zau for bark, and then this is Ria, the IA.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. All right. So that means for lily pad, we're down to da and vu. So da was cut out for head, so we still have da on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And then vu we have suggested for lily pad, seaweed, and stump. If you want to see how those votes worked out, / if we just want to.
You know what? So vu is going to become woo, isn't it?
Oh my god, with what we're doing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yes, vu becomes woo. All right. So bearing that in mind, I'm gonna start.
Think through. Rethink all your life choices.
And what were the three that we were? It was put seaweed in quotes because we all know what it means now. Water lily.
Woo, seaweed, lily pad, and stump.
Lily pad.
Oh, actually, I have a follow-up question for you after you.
You want me to start the poll?
Yeah, like it's a follow-up question that's not.
Okay.
Okay, so were there full forms for water lily was Lou and fish is Ni? Were there full word forms suggested so that way I can put them in our document?
Yeah, for fish, Neeb. Is the air conditioner louder today?
It feels like it. It really does. All right, so Neeb with a B at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And then water lily, Lou was the start.
No. Thank you, Arnite Petrichor. It is louder than usual. Well,
It's working harder today.
It's not about what you hear because, like, if it was just the microphone, we wouldn't hear the difference. We hear the difference.
All right.
Maybe it's time to change the filter.
Oh, it might be. All right, and we're voting on this right now. So I'll wait for the follow-up then.
Oh yeah, looks like it's going to be seaweed.
Seaweed for Vu.
Yes.
And what is the full form? Was there a full word suggested for that, David, or is it
I'm
just
gonna
Vu?
I'm gonna look it up right now. No, not full form.
Okay.
Miles is saying, see, old LTS is great for like sleeping background noise. It's only when you hear your name that it wakes you up. And it was like, yeah, that was old LTS. New LTS, it's just nothing but ads.
Okay, so David, that means that stump, by our suggestions, needs to be Fa. Because Vu was taken out for stump.
Okay.
The only other form for stump was Fa.
With a
Phi.
Okay.
And was there a full word form for that?
I don't know, but we did have a second suggestion for Fa, so now that has to be shunted somewhere else.
Yeah.
No full form.
Okay.
This will be Bubba's suggestion. Stump.
And
Okay.
then that means nose is Gu.
Nose is goo.
Was there a full form for that?
I don't know, but we did have a second suggestion for goo.
Oh, I'm getting there.
Okay.
We're eliminating things.
Excellent. You're doing a great job. Thank you. No, there was no full form suggested for that.
And
Jake's.
that means dam is Pa.
Got it?
And I'm just putting Pa here. We can figure out if there's a full form later.
Yes, Pog.
Pog?
P-A-G.
Okay. Makes me smile. That's good stuff. All right, so got that. Lily pad is going to be Da, because you'd already said you don't want flu,
Yes.
and so Da is our lily pad.
Lily pad.
There may be a full form for that because this is one of.
Lily pad is one word, isn't it?
I have it as two.
Yeah, all right.
Was there something following the in the full form?
That was, who's Lily Pat's? Yes, Dosh. Dosh with a voiceless L at the end.
Perfect. Okay. So now, David, we are down to, we need to settle one more thing. Me is suggested twice, once for I and once for Bud. And so...
Neither of them have full forms unless those are going to be the full forms.
Okay. And if you want to count votes or put it up to a poll here.
Okay.
So yeah, it's either Bud or I.
2, 3. Yoni is winning 3-2 so far. It's tied at 3.
Ooh, getting spicy.
And Jake wins it by 1, remembering to vote in all 3 polls. So me will be I.
All right, so me is I, which means Bud is Moo.
Okay.
Okay. And now we are down to 1, 2, 3, 4, all of which have 2 suggestions, and we no longer have any overlapping. And so roots, we have T versus Gi. Log, Ku versus U. Ear, Na versus Hlu. And cattail, C versus Z.
Well, I guess we go to the votes. Let's take it from the top.
All right, so roots is the third one from the top for the very first suggestion, T.
Roots. Gi is winning 1-0. Gi is winning 2-0. Gi wins 4-1. Full root is Gim.
Which nasal was that?
M. You can see why I got lost in coda position. Gi is roots. And it looks like G is the first line to get filled up. Who had that on their bingo card?
Woohoo! Okay, so then baby log. We've got Ku versus U.
Okay. Log. Okay. U has 2. Ku has 1. 2-1. 3-1. 4-1.
So U?
Ooh.
Was there a full form for log?
No.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. No, there wasn't.
Okay.
All right.
And ear, we have Na versus Hlu.
Ear. Hlu is leading 2-0. 3-0. 4-3. Whoa! It was really the upper level polls that won it. So Hlu, ear.
Okay. And finally cattail. C versus Z.
So by the way, head is Hlia, ear is Hlu. I was thinking I haven't seen hide nor hair of them, haven't seen head or ear of them. Hlia nor Hlu.
That's really cute.
Cat, actually it's just cattail. Z is winning 1-0, 2-0, 4-1, and there is a full form Zeal, Z-I-L.
There we go. That is everything.
All right, there we go. So, is my notebook, by the way, up? Is that what's being on the screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So as you can see, we've filled out a good portion of the chart. There's still a lot that is left to be done, but this is a nice and good start.
Yeah, so we had actually discussed, well, it kind of became a choice of necessity, I will say, we needed to break this up into smaller groupings, and we also thought that would make it easier to keep track in terms of like moving along and getting more forms to be able to use. And so I don't know that the orthography polls will be finished this week, but we will get more in the coming weeks, I will say. And we'll eventually get all these images fleshed out, and then, yeah.
All right.
We'll go from there.
And then my window for the font got screwed up a little bit.
Oh, no.
Side. And I might make it sneak up even a little bit more just to give you some more space. There we go. All right, so now a grand experiment shall begin. Yes. Grand indeed. So, we are going to start trying to build some glyph shapes on top based on our style, which is a little bit like that. Oh wait, right, this isn't up. Anyway, we're gonna start building some glyphs, some glyph shapes, but then down on the bottom, I had a special request for Jesse for this week. So as you know, the reason for creating these languages is they're going to be used in the board game, and it's going to be used in kind of limited ways. Though of course the pro version of the game will require you to speak it fluently, and there will be a test.
All languages, or just your favorite?
No, all of them.
No. Also, we finished something.
Oh yeah, we finished something. We definitely earned this. But one of the big things where you see the languages, because of course we have the names of the classes, we have the names of the characters, and then we have the names of the places. And I think we are well beyond the point where we can name the land of the beavers. We just haven't done it yet. So that was what I was hoping that you could do this week. Oh, whoa, Copico. I know I've never been, but I'd sure like to go. Cheers, partner.
Cheers. No small feat coming up with.
That's right. Only size 13 or above.
Anyway.
All right. So yeah, I don't know if we've written anything in the document in English about where the beavers would live. I have a vague memory that we did. Maybe maybe start there. Indeed, Beaver's Land. George, it's a fine question. George wants to know when the game is coming out. And perhaps if I were as versed in board game production as in language creation, I would know. But no, I have no idea. Right now, I'm working on, very fervently working on version 3. And so we're going to put out another prototype. I'm hoping version 3 is going to be the last version before I take whatever the next step is. I just don't know what that step will be. All right. So we need 49 glyphs. Something I should have done at the outset.
So, no, I don't see anything written about where they live.
I thought we had a suggestion.
Okay. I don't know what words we would have used. We just have the standing ones to refer to potentially the nation of beavers or the beaver speakers or both, and that's of course where we get the language name.
Yes.
So that's already the language name. Are we just going to call the kingdom Nulisu?
How does Nulisu work? It's
it effectively means of the standing ones.
Okay, so then language is just kind of dropped out, and so the land would be land of the standing ones. Yeah, I understand.
Now, if we want to add in, we kind of have this cool thing where we have an archaic word for land or ground that exists now only as the source for a demonstrative, and it was replaced by another word. And so this archaic word, protoform I and then voiceless L, could be the incorporated into the kingdom name, where that would be the only place where you, or places like that, you know, like in stuck names, where you could see it. And so we could get land of the standing ones. We could actually get that in there.
It would end up being Ilu.
I'm reminding myself how.
No. Of the standing ones, the land. So it would be Nulisu Ilu Nulisui. I'm actually going to go with a cap side of 1500 on this one. No, you know what? Let's do 16. And the X height will be 800. And we'll put that in there.
Biblaridian is suggesting dam land. If we get Pa is a source for dam.
Wasn't it Pag?
Pug, I think, was the full thing. So
yeah.
So land of the dams
would be Pagii.
So Pagii.
Hold on a sec. Let me. So I thought we had this, unless I'm remembering a different language.
We have a full thing on possession, which I'm looking at.
Place, yeah, Pagii. Thank you.
George also likes dam land or something like it.
Yeah, and I put the stress wrong. It would be Pagii.
Long I?
Yes. It's right here in the red table.
I can't move my document over, can I? So I can find my... Okay. Well, what do you think about that?
I like it.
Pagii. Nice and short. Is that our shortest kingdom name?
I think it is.
Nice.
And that's partly why I like it. All right.
Need another Coke cup.
Huh, yeah.
We need t-shirts. Damn land.
Hashtag. All right, so I've got a dot there. Now what we need to do is decide on which character we're going to do first. Should be something a little simpler.
I may go get my iPad. I wanted to try to enter some of the full forms we already had in the dictionary, but I feel like I need to be able to open Lexergy, and I can't open my Lexergy tab without overwriting my document tab on my screen.
Yeah, I know. This is, I mean, You can always do it so that Lexergy is in view and people can watch. That's what I do.
So when you said it was messing it up, it was just because you didn't want me to see the screen?
No. Do you know the Mac feature Expose where you can move all the windows, but then they go back to the exact same position? Mm-hmm. If you can do that, then it's fine.
What if I never move my Pages document at all?
Perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna see what happens if I ruin everything. Much love to you all. Okay, I'm waiting for YouTube to catch up on my phone. Okay. Moving this over. And need to get on the correct one here. All right. It may be a little small, and I do apologize for that, but we're going to start with,
I'm going through it and typing up the code to enter all the new characters. So PBTD. Oh, of course, we're going to need the dental ones too, aren't we? Because they're going to have their own code points, even if they're not going to have their own characters. Oh my God, we're going to have to figure out how to type dental T versus regular T. Like we're going to have some romanized version of that. I guess just like a apostrophe or something.
We'll have to think through that.
Kind of lame.
Quick question though.
Yeah.
The L with the curly Q through it.
Yes.
In IPA and protoforms, that should just be voiceless L, right?
Yeah, that's in the Beaver newly soon.
I'm looking at all these L with a curly Q form in it, and I'm
in Lexergy.
In our document.
In our Beaver document.
Like I'm in the L section because I'm getting ready to enter FIA and remind myself of what forms I need. And if you look at mortar glue.
Oh, that curly Q. No, that's a different curly Q. That's just voiceless L. Because there's actually an IPA character for it as opposed to a combination of things. I'm not sure which is better. We should make it consistent.
Yeah, because then right below that chlop, we get this versus chlop right above it.
All right, here we go. And because the one that that is a curly Q as opposed to a tilde, because the tilde is just the dark L. All right, let's see what people like.
Are we voting? Oh my God, I can vote. I'm watching on my phone.
Which one do you like? I can't wait.
I have voted. This is so exciting. I get to participate in my own fate.
I wonder what Bib Floridian would choose. Oh.
I mean, Big Floridian is still here, right?
Yeah, but I can't see what he's voting for.
You could ask. I mean, it's so kosher to ask people what they voted.
Left hook. Yeah. All right. Oh no.
No, I alphabetized correctly. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I can.
With 20 votes, it's 50-50, Jess. The one with the composite characters snuck ahead by one vote. What did you vote for, Jess?
The little voiceless dot.
then that is what should win. Sorry. It is Jesse's choice, because it is Jesse's choice night here on LangTime Studio.
Changing it here.
We should change it. Yeah.
Because it makes more sense with our voiceless nasals. It just looks more consistent. And then I'll stop asking you, hey, what was the IPA character with the L with the curly Q in it? I'll stop asking you that question.
Yeah.
And won't that be exciting?
All right. So what did I got up to T, so what's next? K. Ah. The only thing that's a shame is that you only see one window when I put up the font lab thing, so you don't see the code. Now
Oh my god, this is our first IA word. And that's important because I need to make sure I get the partitive suffix correct.
Oh no, we also have to distinguish F from phi and so on.
In the writings, in the orthography, or not, romanization, God.
Yeah.
Third try, I got what I meant.
This is a lot more complex than I thought it was going to be.
I might say it's a damn language. Problem. You know what? Just laugh. I don't need you to. Ooh, not that. Nope. There we go. Okay. Ooh, I need to go add. Alright, head. Flip. Okay. Alright, I added that. I'm going to strike through, leave it on the list here. Alright, fish is neeb.
Yeah.
Neeb. What a fun word to say. And it stays neeb. Okay.
So we could just make it so that W is beta and V is V, but I don't think that there's a close analog for F, unless we do F and H. We could also do PH and BH.
And H is not a sound that would show up in spelling systems for this because it only exists as an intermediate. Like it only exists in modern forms. H is never proto.
Right.
And so it won't be, because my first question was, would there be a situation where F is a coda and H is an onset? But no, because H doesn't actually exist at this stage of the language. Right?
Yes.
And so FH could work, because then you have FH, BH. I mean, it's not wonderful, but like, it's way better than.
Wait, are you suggesting a third option?
FH would be phi, VH would be beta. Am
I was going to suggest PH and BH, but yeah, that would work too. That would work too.
I thought you said FH.
No. I was also just going to say that phi could just be H by itself.
But then we would still need beta.
Which would be W.
Oh, we just have to remember that, huh?
Yeah, so it's just a matter of having to remember H and W, or FH and VH, or PH and BH, depending on. What do you like better?
We had this as saying BH, PH. I think PH and BH work. I think I'll be more likely to remember than W and H.
All right.
I think. Jake says PH is the most natural and BH is the logical follow-up. Bye, Danielle. Stay safe. And God, I hope you're back in power very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back to my...
I'm doing both, by the way.
This is going to be an in entry.
Whoops. You go up here. Eddie Murphy as Mushu was really transcendent. It was perfect. I know he's had a lot of really cool roles, but I think that may have been his best.
It's just a
I was just thinking about him, getting the cricket. You can sit up here by me.
This is fish. All right. Fish was neep. Whoop. My pen is trying to run away from me. Oh gosh, I need to be typing that. Make sure I did this correctly throughout. Neep. Okay, good. Okay. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, wait, sub.
Going back to our orthography words. So now I have entered head, which is chle, and fish, which is nib, into the dictionary. We need to get dam into the dictionary because that is a very important word. And then I can also enter Pagii, which is the kingdom name. So Pag.
I should have done these substitutions first, because people can't even see them, but at least we're doing that. And we don't have any ya, right? We don't have any palatals at all in this language, right?
Right. I say very confidently, but yeah, no, because that's not even, no. We get a wa, but we don't get a ya. So bizarre to me.
There we go. the double letters.
Now I'm like, did I do this right? I did not do it right.
There's the hla. Now to get the voiceless nasals.
Welcome to a stream of listening to Jesse and David talk to themselves as they're each doing completely different things, both of which are like bookkeeping type things.
Yep. This is what a lot of language creation is.
And also, if you're curious, today is another Update Your Dictionary Day on Conlang Year.
So, I have been chatting with somebody on Discord who is a very big, in fact, I'm going to go so far as to say this person is the biggest fan in the world of anybody that has ever existed of the languages that I did before Dothraki. This person, I gave them a lot of my older documentation, and they are experiencing the frustration of what happens when somebody does not carefully proofread their documentation. There are plenty of typos and whatnot, but that isn't the real issue. The real issue is when there are things like, hey, it says that this form is this in the grammar, but then in the dictionary it does this. Why is that? And it's because I forgot. Or where it says, like, the website says this, but your grammar document says this. Again, I just forgot. Or I didn't look at it carefully. Happens a lot. Happened a lot.
I mean,
disgraceful.
There may be a reason I have so many days of, hey, just double check things. And it is very much because we all do that. The best of us. Pagii.
One thing I pointed out, though, is that there's much less incentive to get things right when nobody cares. And I will definitely tell you that the languages I did before Dothraki, almost nobody cared about them. And so it was really hard to keep up the kind of enthusiasm you need to carefully document a language. Any of them. Let's see. And now we have the DHA.
Oh, Jake, I hear that. There have definitely been times I've gone back into an older language to like fill out features, and then suddenly it's better because I had time to do that. Yeah, anytime you work on a professional project, you never have time to. You just don't have time to do that prior to doing all the work for the thing you're working on. And so you're left in a situation where the language is better later because you were able to go into it a lot deeper. So yeah.
All right, quick question. I think this is the last question. What do we want to do for those proto-dental T&Ds?
For how to type them?
Yeah, apostrophe.
And in the modern form, this won't matter, right? Like in terms of the romanization of modern Nulisu, we're not going to see this apostrophe because the dental ones die and become theta and eth, right?
Yeah, the only place where it would be relevant is if there were a suffix that began with one of these sounds, and it could apply to a word that ended with a nasal, because then it would show up as T and D. So like...
I was asking because one thing we
Which
don't
are
want to
marginal
do
forms. Yeah.
in the game is have the apostrophe mean one thing in this language, but this
Oh,
in
no,
another
no.
language. But like
Sorry,
people
no.
on the surface will never see this. It's just
No.
how we type.
Yeah, it's just a machine translation
Okay.
romanization.
Okay. And so, you're so cute. I like facing you while we work. How fun. In that
Mail.
case, it seems reasonable to use the apostrophe.
All right.
I can't think of another way to do that in a way that I think would make sense. Because, you know, it's like the theta and eth are also protoforms, and so we need th and dh reserved for those.
Okay, so we need a quote single, quote right, and quote left, just in case. All right.
Ooh, and lily pad. Duh. Is my next entry. This is what I'm entering now, lily pad. Oh, I crossed this off too. There we go. Undo.
I'll call that a dent. Yeah, and then
Oh, well, how lovely.
all right, and now we hit the big button and add glyphs.
I wish you the best.
Thank you. There they all are. Okay, now we need something to start with. Yeah, I think. So I'm gonna pull this open. So you'll notice that some of these forms I wrote with like a nice, you know, circle type thing, this too. But others I did the straightened circle, and frankly I think this was the one I was supposed to go with, the straightened circle. So actually I think this might be where we start, because I think that's just going to be kind of a dipsy doodle like that. So I think that's what we're going to do. Lily pad is
Duh.
da. Splendid. Let's see what we have done here. Do you like that?
Very much, very much.
Okay. Did I really say 1600 was, that's what we're doing? 0 to 1600? Is that what I said?
Is it?
Oh, I didn't change anything. All right, here we go. We're changing this. Units per M is going to be 1200. Ascender is going to be 1500. Descender is going to be 300. Type of line gap is fine. I'm gonna, that's not the safe top anymore. Safe top should be, we're going to call that 1600. Safe bottom is going to be the 400. Apply font dimensions. I don't know what happened here, but caps height, we're going to say that that's, what was it? Caps height, we're going to say it's 1500. X height is 750. Wait, no, that's what the ascender is going to be. And the ascender was going to be, so we're actually going to say it's 1400. X height is 700. Apply. Okay, now let's see where. Yes, that's where the cookie she crumbles. Okay, we're gonna go with wait a minute. The descender is 300 and the ascender is 1500, and it's then the then in fact the caps height should be 1200 and the X height should be 600. Sincere apologies, math and whatnot, and there we go.
Are you apologizing to math, like just out there math?
No, I know that. I know that everybody in the stream cares more about math than they do about anything else, so, you know. Alright, so we've got this dot here. This is where we're going to start, and what we want to do is create this form. Now, there's an open question of if we try to make this straight up and down or introduce an italic to it. I'm going to go ahead and make it straight up and down for right now, and worry about the italics later. So this thing needs to be straight. So we're going to drag little Dotsky here over to 0, 1200 and put that there. Let's kill that and put that at 0, 0 and put that somewhere where that thing is happy. Kill that, kill. Now we got a straight line. Let's see, if our base is 0 and our height is 1200, then the line width should be we're gonna say 200. All right. So then we need 2 of these to make our lily pad. We're at a width of 800 here, which is pretty good, but I'm actually going to go with is that 900? I was going to go with 1,000 to start with. We might change it in the future. And let's see here. I'm going to have this go up 200. I know that says 201. Gonna put it down. Need a dot there. Bring it over. Well, that's a fun and interesting site. Bring that over. And we're gonna remove overlap, and I'm also gonna remember what part of the screen needs to be in view. So that is that. Now this thing is gonna go up above to the ascender, and then it's going to snake over and come down. And this is why we needed this to go all the way over to 1000, so that there would be room to have a 200 gap in here and a 200 thing go down.
As you're doing that,
yeah,
I think the form for, because we've got Woo is whatever we're calling river weed. I think the full form should be Woos. How do people feel about that?
sounds good to me. Just remember that as.
Oh yes, that's right. It's going to be Woosu. Woo.
What? Woosu?
Voos becomes woo, and then imparted at Wusu.
Right. Here we got 200 there, 200 there. And so, oops. Let's put that up like.
Weed, pond weed.
Gonna bring it to 800.
Do you think if a beaver went swimming in an ocean and saw seaweed, they would call it the same thing as what they're calling their pondweed?
Yeah, ocean pondweed.
And so, should I put seaweed as an option here?
Yeah, just so we remember.
That's some loud running out there.
Yeah. All right, so that's our very basic form. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some options. First, we're going to start with a curve that looks a little like this. Did you see that?
No,
Why would it think that was? Why would it think that's what anybody would want? Oh my goodness!
You're doing. I'm over here dictionarying. This, by the way, is going to make this dictionary perhaps the most up-to-date out of any LangTime Studio dictionary, because I'm actually like doing the words we're creating. And do you know how many times we just don't do that?
Good question.
Because how many times we've gone back and searched through a document and gone, oh, we had it in this list, and it's actually part of the orthography, and we never entered it. Look with you, I'm looking at you.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to create some different forms, and I think this is going to be the poll for this week. The different forms are going to be based on...
God, does that give me more time to like draw things?
Well, yeah. I'm going to smooth those guys out.
I feel like clue all on its own could be ear. Like, I don't think it needs to be heavier than that, do you?
Don't need to be, I suppose.
I'm going to go check it and make sure that that's a viable route for the language. And by viable, I mean we don't already have it. So if we already have it, that's obviously going to be a problem. But no, we have chlap and chle, but we have no chlu.
Come back down from this cloud. Remember that one?
No. What was it? I'm sorry, I wasn't like... Or should I not have you sing it on screen again because is that some sort
Oh,
of
it doesn't matter.
Well, look at that. The...
There we go.
The form does not change for the partitive when it ends in a U. Here is flu.
For this one, it would need to be up there too.
Biblaridian says, for what it's worth, seaweed isn't even a plant.
Biologists can just make up whatever they want. Nobody will challenge them.
Oh, Miles is saying Happy Mean Girls Day.
Oh, yeah.
We did ear. Oh, I already did cattail. Done with that. Got that done. these others.
Okay, that's one. We got
How would you feel about a 2-syllable root for water lily and that form being Luna?
I feel great about that.
Wonderful. It shall be.
What the heck?
I'm gonna have to double check every single one of my 2-syllable words. No, wait, I haven't done any today. I'm gonna be okay. And the reason I said that is because I forgot that this was a final stress language.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in Wokatiju land, and I think Sarkije was all initial stress, wasn't it?
And then
Right, here we go. Ooh. Well, I do believe we have a little alphabetization problem. I made that word up.
no, you didn't.
If you heard how I pronounced it, I did.
Alphabetization. How else is it pronounced?
I added an extra P. Listen, I can't redo it. It was a problem. It's over now. But we have loose, L-U-S, coming after L-U-U basket. And like, that's not right, right?
Mm.
So we're gonna cut that and we're gonna paste that. There we go. Luna. And then this becomes Luno.
Now for the really, now for the real tedious part.
How delightful.
So, by the way, were we going to talk about at some point the fact that you apparently watched soap operas?
Apropos of nothing. Done. I mean, in high school.
In high school?
Yeah. When you're bored at home in the summer, in the middle of the day.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, my sister and I used to watch, specifically Days of Our Lives. That was the only one. And I will say, there was a storyline that followed Billy. And there's also Hope. But anyway, there's a storyline that followed her character. And like many years later, an episode just happened to be on. And like the storyline was still going. I was like, oh my God. Like you can skip years and still be like up to date. It's good stuff. My grandma used to watch soap operas every day, 2 episodes.
That tracks.
Yeah, and so one time she was over visiting, and my sister and I saw an episode with her, and then we're like, we'll just keep watching this after she left from her visit.
Were you aware of what age you were and what age your grandmother was?
Are you aware of how bored you get when you're home all summer and have nowhere to go?
You had the lagoon.
Anyway. Oh, I was going to suggest a protoform for finishing out the word for stump, but that just seems like I shouldn't suggest that on screen. They'll probably think I'm saying something else. let's just see. Commenters. As the word turns. I love it, Dark Horse. Oh, that's delightful, Miles. Your grandma watched Power Rangers with you. Gam Gam does need her stories, and you know what? Sometimes. Thank you, Bubba. You understand. Oh, yeah, I hear the K-dramas are good stuff. Okay, but Fa is the beginning of Stump. I'm trying to figure out how I want its form to go. Fa just doesn't feel big enough for Stump. Hefty enough, if you will. Dark Horse, get those drama dams going.
200 divided by 4 is 50. 150 divided by 4 is
32.5. And by 32.5, I mean 37.5. I apologize.
It's called 38.
And yes, Miles, thank you. I see your correction. I thankfully caught my mistake before it became a big issue, but
that doesn't feel right. Come on, math people.
I think Fazu. I like Fazu. Fazu. What happens to Fazu? Nothing. Fazu. Well, it becomes Fazu. Yeah. Okay. What are we doing? Why are you yelling at us?
Just math.
Okay, we're gonna do Stump. Oops. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Got a little face.
I want to make this outside curve the same as this inside curve.
Mm-hmm.
That's the math.
I feel like what you really need is geometry. That's not math.
Yes, it's math.
That's too many shapes.
I'm bringing this down to 35. I'm going to stick with that for the time being.
That one I need a little nothing sign. I know I saw one here somewhere. In fact, used one recently. Here we go. And that gets nothing in the partitive.
Fazu. The Fazu.
If you mean Mr. Stump, yes. Woo! One more down. Oh my gosh, I've almost got all these things entered. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Did you hear about the Muppet that was caught in Central Park after going on a rampage?
Can you say that again? I missed it because I was looking at chat.
Did you hear about the Muppet that was caught in Central Park after going on a rampage?
I feel like there's a bum, but I don't know where it is.
Well, he's in the New York Public Zoo now. His name is Fazu Bear.
Oh wait, I think I already entered root. I did. I did. I can cross that one off too. Yay! Oh, woohoo! This is exciting. Okay.
Okay, it's what you say when Kay is telling you about something that you don't think she should have done.
Kay always makes good choices.
That's true.
She is just fine.
Oh dear.
You, on the other hand. What feels loggy?
Relevant choices. Most unwise, n'est-ce pas? There we go. There's our paperclip.
And yeah, Bubba, Jake is absolutely right. We did a whole how the mice would order their alphabet.
Yeah, we did. That
by
one
their
did.
alphabet, I mean their syllabary. And it was like series of polls even.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember why. Oh, it was because of the numbers. Because the numbers were based on the order of the glyphs that they would appear in their own listing. And so we had to get the ordering correct. Am I remembering right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the word for log has to start with oo, no consonant in front of it, just oo. And I feel like we would have a second syllable, but not a heavy syllable, just a light one, just a little syllable. And it could even just have a coda. It could be oo something. So either just a consonant to follow oo, or an open syllable, so a consonant vowel pairing to follow oo. And I'm curious to know, what are you thinking? Out there, commenters.
Thank you for not asking me because
I'm not talking
paying
to
attention.
David. I'm talking to all you beautiful people. All right, so Bubba Ufa. Uka, ood. Ooh, I like that.
Uka, ood.
Ood. Okay, now I'm going to go check and see our U section to make sure. Okay, we're good on all of those. Oh, I got more of those L's I need to replace. I'll get to that in a second. Ulu, uka, ood. Just going to see if anything happens to any of these. Nothing happens to any of them. Oh, Bubba, you take the cake. Excellent work. And ooze. Okay. Ooh, I like ooze too. Do I like ood? Ooze.
And now
This one.
the pièce de résistance.
Okay. I love all these suggestions. Thank you. I am going with uka. I like that.
Criminy.
And David just...
Made a mistake, I did. All right. But this is an easily fixable one. Easily fixable.
Here's my L. Let's go fix some of these. Okay. And now I'm just going to pull this and do an uka. double check my chart. Ga becomes O. Okay.
This would be the
Ga,
same thing.
Uko. This is delightful. I don't think I remembered to do that. Gosh, I hope I. 1, 2,
Good.
4, 5,
And
6. I may have double done that.
perfect.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I did that right. Okay. And log. Woohoo!
There we go.
Ga. Now we can cross one more off that list. Oh, yes, we are. It is after 4 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Poll David, I think, had come up with something.
Here, if you can look at the screen.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Do you see 8 characters
I
there?
do. I
Okay.
see 8 different shapes.
Yeah, there we go. So we're going to be determining how this thing is going to be kind of shaped. So we have the on the left the what is it? That's the plain card version. On the right is the roundy round ski, and then the middle two are basically they start curving when you go away from the original line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and by the way, these things aren't going to end with like just a flat termination there. They're going to kind of like do something like that. I just haven't done that yet because I'm a little lazy, but we'll get there. Anyway, I may eliminate one or more of the middle ones, but we'll see. But essentially, this bottom one, that's going to be our lily pad. One of these is going to be our lily pad.
Nice.
But with the terminations adjusted appropriately. Yeah, I think I'm going to eliminate the middle two, and it's just going to be between full roundy round ski and then kind of like this playing card font. This reminds me of Uno. Is that the game I'm thinking of? Uno?
Yeah.
That's the one where it's like got points on
like here and here, but then curves on
yeah.
these.
Yeah. All right. There we are. All right.
Excellent.
Thank you for everybody's help with this experimental stream. Hopefully we can set it up better next time. And I'm going to take a look at, it would be so handy if just with like the press of a button, I could turn this on or off instantly.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I'll figure that out.
Yay. Well, thank you all. And wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful week. And if you're a patron and you're interested in another Conlang challenge for this month, make sure you check out the podcast episode and check it out
Jonathan.
soon. Because it is it's going on, and you need to get your stuff to me soonish if you want to be included in next month's episode. So anyway, hope you have a wonderful week. Stay grammar, and we will see you next Thursday.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.